If we turn the page across the entire league, which quarterback do you think has the most on the line in 2021?
You know, last hour we were talking about Drew Lock, and we're like, is he the guy? Do we know if he's the guy? I look at another quarterback in his draft class, and Lock was a second-round pick, so you can turn the page and say, okay, well, look, we didn't spend a top 10 pick on him. I'm here in New York with you guys. Is Daniel Jones the guy?
Who?
Daniel Jones.
What
we
team?
haven't spoken about
Who?
Daniel Jones all offseason.
Mike Jones.
Not once.
Look, this is a team that, once again, went 6-10. They didn't show that they were, capable of making a run through the playoffs when they needed them most. They didn't win games, and Daniel Jones was a turnover machine yet again. Now, look, the early returns, 2 years in, but now we're talking year 3. And in year 3, that's when quarterbacks are supposed to make the leap. And we know whether they are or they aren't, because guess what? By year 4 and year 5, you're getting multi-year extensions and you're paying them hundreds of millions of dollars. I don't know. The jury's still out for me on Daniel Jones. Nice kid, doesn't say much, shows all the arm strength and has some great plays, but this is really an indictment on him the last 2 seasons. 39 giveaways, and I know that there are Daniel Jones fans out there who will say, well, the offensive line has been banged up and he doesn't have the weapons. I would argue the offensive line, it's not the worst in the league. And the weapons, they're not so bad. And he's going to have Saquon back behind him. This is the year. And, do they really move on from Daniel Jones? Yeah, they can move on from Daniel Jones. If he doesn't bring him to the playoffs in 3 years and they have another top 10 pick, you might start looking at the quarterback. Giants have another top 10 pick this year. They're not going to take a quarterback. They're going to give Daniel Jones another go. But the second you start getting into year 3 and you're still seeing the turnovers, a tiger shows his stripes. Is that the term? Is that what it is?
I think so.
It's like basically, here's what I am.
Also, you have to earn your stripes.
You do.
Yeah.
And, Josh Allen started off inaccurate and threw interceptions.
Yeah.
Year 3, boom, it clicked.
Superstar.
They also got him Stephon Diggs. So
That's true.
what are we doing, Giants? You're getting rid of Golden Tate. Who are you bringing in?
Yeah, I honestly think a Sterling Shepard and a Darius Slayton and a Saquon Barkley is more than enough for Daniel Jones to be a competent quarterback. I don't think he has the same situation that maybe Sam Darnold has, where it's hopefully Mims, the second-round pick, is decent and we could sign. That Giants offense on paper is not as bad as we might think. And Daniel Jones, year 3, the draft is always looming. Go and get the job done.
Yeah, no one knows the draft is looming better than him. I mean, went up and got him. And I think last year was particularly tough because this division was so rancid and they were just begging for someone to win it and he couldn't. However, Daniel Jones, we know, is going to be the starting quarterback for the Giants week 1. I don't know if Tua Tagovailoa is going to be for the Dolphins. Yeah. I don't know. This is huge. I have rarely seen the hype fall off of a guy who was hyped this much, definitely by me as well, as it has with Tua Tagovailoa. He comes in, he's going to change the world, he's different, he's left-handed, Alabama this, incredible recovery, benched. Here's the real factor. Brian Flores apparently is not afraid to just do whatever the hell he wants. Like, he's made some decisions both on the field last year where he says, put Fitzpatrick in. In the offseason, we already saw what happened with Kyle Van Noy, which was very unusual and strange to see a guy with that much time and money left on his contract just done. Do we know that Brian Flores, who did draft him, is going to say, nah, I'm done, or I'm going to go with Tua? Do we know that Tua has it? Also that, all you look for in that first year are flashes, and we got some, but in the big moments, it was put the old guy in, put Fitzpatrick in. I don't know. Tua Tagovailoa came on our show. He's unbelievably congenial and polite and professional. When we're sitting here talking, we're like, hell yeah, let's win this thing. Let's go to battle for him. I don't know. And maybe I'm selling him short, and maybe Flores will too, but there's some guys around here who have a lot to prove. They got to get to the playoffs. They got to win a Super Bowl. Tua's got to keep that job.
It was a throwaway comment, but I'm watching NFL Network, NFL Now. They've got Jalen Waddle, rookie prospect from Alabama, and Andrew Siciliano. To his credit, it's I'm trying to make TV. Let's say Tua or Mac Jones, and 9 out of 10 times these guys say, "Oh, I love both."
Oh, yeah.
I play with Tua. And he's like Mac Jones. Jalen Waddle's like Mac Jones is my guy, and I'm like, Mac Jones might be great. What an indictment on Tua, and maybe Jalen Waddle doesn't mean to be throwing that out there, and maybe Andrew wasn't trying to put him in a tough spot. But when I hear that, I'm like, okay, I perked up. I'm like, that's an interesting take from Jalen Waddle, who has played with both of them. I don't know.
Maybe he has a different relationship with Mac
I'm
Jones.
sure he does.
I'm going to bring up Kyler Murray. I feel like he has a lot to prove. He has a lot on the line this upcoming season. I want to go back to the Giants, though, because you bring up Daniel Jones. as big as New York and New Jersey is, it's very small. And you know this, you guys know this living out here. I'm going to my son's freshman basketball game last week, and I get in with the mask on, I'm sitting down, I'm chilling, I'm barking at my son, hey man, you gotta be physical, all right? Get ready, get the rebounds, you know, the easy buckets or the putbacks. I look over, and it's Joe Judge. And I'm like, Joe, what's up? His son, Sean Judge, plays on the freshman basketball team. Of course, we're dads. We're talking about the basketball game, but we're football maniacs.
Yes, sir.
So we couldn't help but talk about football. And I'm curious, Joe, what's up? Where you been? I haven't seen him much. He's been putting his head down. He's been working, trying to correct what's going on with the Giants. And then we started talking about Daniel Jones. And I said, how's Saquon doing? He said, Saquon is going to be a huge help to Daniel Jones. And I was like, well, what else are you guys going to do? We've got to figure out what's going on with the wide receivers. We have to look, maybe bringing somebody in. But what we will do this year, we will make it easier for Daniel Jones.
Okay.
It's a long way around to saying what they're doing in the Giants organization is they're going to make Daniel Jones' job easier. And I felt like the last couple of seasons, he has been forcing the issue at times, which is why he's careless with the rock.
It's great to hear.
At the game.
Is
he a chirper? Referee?
Son?
Coach?
Yelling?
What is he?
Oh, coach.
Quiet.
Doesn't say
Quiet?
Really?
Not a screamer.
Front row, back row?
Back row. Up high, chilling.
Respect.
Doesn't say much.
He's not running suicides during that timeout?
No. But his son, Sean, he gets physical.
No doubt.
He gets physical,
On the low post?
Yeah, he's like a little Dennis Rodman out there.
What about your kid?
Oh, he's a big body Benz. He's out there throwing them elbows, give you 15 and 15.
15 to 15.
Dang.
And what are you act like at the games?
I'm just chilling.
Oh, really?
I'm calm. Yeah, I don't say much. Basketball's different than football. Football, I can bark. Basketball, I'm quiet. But let me get to Kyler Murray.
All right.
I kind of want to hear about your
Yes,
kids' basketball. I mean, Kyler Murray, go.
Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray's father, very active in his career, watches the show. It's
There
a
you
perfect
go.
segue, Nate. Take
we
it.
call those helicopter fathers, and nothing wrong with being one. Listen, Kyler Murray last year, he was fantastic. It's funny how fleeting the MVP hype is, because we started talking about him, and then all of a sudden Russell Wilson was like, wait a minute, little guy, this is my division. And sure enough, Russell Wilson took it and he was running with it until he passed the baton to Aaron Rodgers. I will say this, San Francisco, they were decimated by injuries, the most by any squad, guys on IR. They will be back and they will be stronger. And if there's any prove it year, you know that Garoppolo is going to go out there and try to ball out.
Yeah.
The Rams, I'm not going to bet against Sean McVay. I don't care how crazy their roster moves are. And I told you, Matt Stafford will prove to be a top 5 quarterback in Sean McVay's system. And of course, the Seahawks will be there. So for me, if I'm telling you that those 3 teams right there are automatically 1, 2, 3, however you want to stack them, where does that leave Arizona? And if you bring in J.J. Watt, you have DeAndre Hopkins, and you know that those windows are getting smaller. J.J. Watt signed a 2-year deal. He's only going to be around maybe 3 more years in the league. DeAndre Hopkins is fantastic, but the more he catches the rock, the more 100-catch season he puts up, more wear and tear there is on the tires. So Kyler Murray is going to have to win now.
Yeah, for sure.
And Cliff Kingsbury, listen, man, you dress well, you got a nice look.
Go on.
You're smooth, you're a player's coach. You know you my guy. Every time I see you, it's all up. What's up, baby? Hey, you want a drink? It's on me. Actually, it's on you. You got the money. Forget all that. You got to win, baby. You got to win, and you are in a tough division. That's why the pressure's on Kyler Murray.
He was drafted highly. I think he's got a longer leash. There's some other guys that while you guys are talking, interesting to think about, like make or break seasons, looking at their future as starting quarterbacks in the league. Jimmy Garoppolo is really fascinating to me. Like Cam Newton, obviously he was taken number 1, but he's interesting. Carson Wentz, Alex Smith. Could you even maybe throw Derek Carr in there? Like, who are you most worried about as far as if they have a bad season, what it means for their future of those guys?
Well, I wouldn't say worried, but really intrigued by Wentz.
Yes.
Really intrigued, because this is like, he's back with his guy. He's with Reich, and this is how we made the magic. And I was amazing. I think I was the best quarterback in football when I was with Frank Reich. I'm in a dome. I'm going to have weapons. They're going to spend money. It's got to work. If it doesn't work, if it falls flat, then I don't know where we are. I think it
work
will
for
work.
Jimmy. Is Jimmy a starter in the league the next year?
We'll see. I don't know. Lamar Jackson is a big deal.
Yeah,
Maybe
huge.
him. I mean, if Lamar doesn't keep it up, what do the Ravens do? Every quarterback has the world on his shoulders, but there are certain few that, you know, from a financial standpoint and from the, like you're saying, are you a starter? Are you one of the 32? They're going to have to prove it this year.